So now the 2026 housing market forecast. This is what they're saying: steadier and stronger. Not going to see a whole lot of volatility, they're saying, and it's going to improve. So that's what Realtor.com had to say. We expect a housing market that's steadier, but not yet off to the races. And then this guy, senior economist from Realtor, anticipate affordability will improve modestly on average in 2026. This results from our expectations of slightly lower interest rates, only modest increases in home prices, and a more balanced market than in recent years. That's nationwide. We're not balanced here in Cook County. We have much higher inventory. And these are the three things that go into affordability. And affordability is increasing. I don't know if you saw on that. If you're not on the weekly text list and want to be, let Amy know, I think. Yeah. Or send me a text if you have my number. Or get it from your neighbor at the table. Because I forget the number on this, but it was just a couple weeks ago, having to do with affordability. Where is it? There's an affordability index, and as long as it's over 100, it's affordable for the average family to buy the average home. And we're still above 100, but it's like real close. A couple of years ago, it was 106. Gotcha. Yeah. And how long ago was it? 157?
21.
Okay, so 5 years ago was way better than it is now. And why is that, do you think? Why is it harder to buy a house now? Interest rates.
People have more debt. Your ratio is messed up right now.
Yeah.
Debt versus
income. Interest rates are higher, and wages haven't kept up with inflation. You know, if I'm making the same money or only 3% more, but inflation went up 7%, I don't have as much money, even if I have more. It's just not there. Value's not there. What's that? Oh yeah, interest rate on car payments. Yeah. And most people have a car payment, right? Yeah, I guess you see that a lot when you're. Yeah. Yeah. Mine's not cheap. All right, here's what these three are saying about the interest rate for this year. You see, Fannie Mae thinks that it's going to go below 6. Mortgage bankers, MBA, Mortgage Bankers Association. Kept thinking American. I knew that wasn't right. So they think they want it to be higher. I think 6.4 is their prediction. Wells Fargo right in the middle. So we'll see how that plays out. We don't know. Inventory will continue to increase. At least that's what they're saying nationwide. And I don't think that's going to happen here in Cook County. I think it might go up a little bit from where we are just because it dipped a little bit here in the wintertime. I'm getting lots of calls to list houses, so I think it's going to go up some. But I think with affordability coming back, more houses are going to be sold. So that's what they're saying. On average, 9.9% increase in inventory. I hope that's not the case here. Can't say it won't be, but sure hope it's not. Expect a 2-speed market. So this is what this applies to us. South and West remain soft. I'm not sure why they think the Northeast and Midwest are going to still be doing good, but maybe there's more people moving here. I don't know. Here's that one from a while ago I jumped forward to. They're saying, so all these different entities guessing on what the interest rate's going to do, home price growth is going to do this year. And so that's the average, 1.6. Like I said, that would be a decrease for Cook County. But again, good chance that's because of the new home sales. Why do we need so many new homes here in Cook County? What's going on in Cook County? Do you know? Sherman, a lot of stuff going on in Sherman. Windstar, Metroplex. Yeah, so we had the mayor here a year ago, and he talked to us, and he said that he was talking to the Choctaw, somebody from Choctaw Nation. They did a population growth study, and we were at Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex was at 8.4 million people, and they said it was going to grow to 20 million in 10 years. It's a lot. What's going on here in Gainesville? I think in the next 5 to 10 years, some major things are going to develop. They're already in the works. The industrial park north of town, behind the old outlet mall, 35 and Liberty, they're supposed to be breaking ground any day now, I think. The railroad, to add a mile of railroad to go into the industrial park. The anchor business there is a concrete company. They're supposed to break ground this spring. And then what's happening south of town, at Hockley Creek Road? Yeah, but why? We got that out there, and what's happening at Hockley Creek Road, do you know? BNSF, 1,200 acres, train yard. So they're going to be building lots of warehouses around there, and that's why there's going to be that bypass around Gainesville eventually, because just think of all the trains that are going to be unloading and loading and unloading there, all the trucks that need to be there, moving from there, driving around. We don't want them coming through town. Stinks for the farmers that don't want their farms split up, but we live too close to the Metroplex to be able to keep that from happening. So that's what's going on here. Rising incomes should outpace inflation, and they already have the stats showing that that's what's happening. Give buyers more purchasing power, of course, helping to shrink the share of paycheck. So monthly payment to buy a typical home is expected to slip to 29.3. Its first year below the 30% since 2022. All right, wages, here it is. Outpacing home prices, which is good because we need that to come back. I think it was opposite, Look at there, the difference. Wage growth, home price growth. It was terrible for a while, and then finally started to change. But what made it hard here? Inflation. We couldn't, your money didn't go as far. So that's why we have so many homes on the market. Number of homes sold in the U.S. So what is that? 4 million? Is that 8 or 9% probably increase from last year to this year is their forecast, and home sales up to 5.171 million homes. I'd say that's pretty strong nationwide, and I think here in North Texas, being so close to the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, I think we're going to share in that growth. Nice job, Audra. It's the first time I've seen this slide. I gave her the information, make some slides. All right, what moves affordability and what that means next? Home affordability is controlled by those three things: rates, prices, and wages. We talked about those. Each of those levers are moved by deeper economic, psychological, and policy forces. And that's going to, some of these bullet points are on the back of one of your handouts. But so interest rates, what moves interest rates? Here are some things that move interest rates. A lot of what moves interest rates, where the people putting their money investing, right, Barry? Can you explain how the bond bonds affect interest rates?
Interest rates are based on people, whether or not they're buying or selling bonds. Like yesterday, we came in and our rates actually went up because of green. And so the U.S. is threatening to throw tariffs on the EU countries, and then the EU countries are threatening to throw tariffs on us. So everybody was selling U.S. bonds and that, and because of that, our rates were up about 8% yesterday.
So when bonds go down, mortgage rates go up and vice versa.
Yes, people aren't buying bonds.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not buying the bonds, so they're putting money in mortgage-backed, mortgage-backed securities, right?
Pulling money out of our security and putting it in
Gotcha. So I think we already talked about. No, we didn't talk much about interest rates. What are y'all's feelings? Interest rates this year. Robert, you got any ideas?
I think it's going to be easier to borrow money. I think the rates a little bit is going lower. I think the president's going to continue to force their hand a little bit more on this, which is good for us. Now, at the same time, like you said, I think there's a shift in the housing market. Maybe, I don't know, you guys know more about this than I do, but since he's kind of put a moratorium on your BlackRocks and different companies coming in and buying up all of the housing inventory to control the market, that's going to shake the prices down.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't watch the news very much.
Good idea.
But what I do see and stuff like that, I think it's going to just become a lot easier for people to buy these things and get money now. That being said, what's the demand?
Yeah. Yeah. Something happened a few months ago. It was the election, and what were all the politicians talking about? Home affordability. And when they see a pain, they're going to talk about it, and they're going to say, "I'm going to solve that." Whether they can or not, we don't know, but they're going to try. Is it going to be long lasting? What did Trump put $200 billion into bonds a couple weeks ago, or week before last? And okay, but interest rates dipped just a little bit because he said something about it, right? So, is it going to be lasting? Who knows? I don't think that anything that the government can do can last very long or too long, just because when they do it too long, then we have a bubble, right? Like what happened in 08. They made it too easy to buy a house, and people were buying houses that shouldn't have been. I think this is going to have a big effect on housing in the country. All the tariffs and Trump getting people to, those big companies to move manufacturing back here. They pledged 1.2 to 1.5 trillion. Is that the number you've seen somewhere along those lines? That's a lot of money to be bringing back into our economy. I think wages are going to go up more. More people are going to be working, and unemployment's going to go down. So home prices. I think here in Cook County, I don't think home prices are really going to drop much. I think I feel like there's a push back towards a balanced market, even though I don't think we're going to completely get there. But I think home prices only go down for those who have to sell. A lot of people would like to sell and move into a different house, but if they don't have to, then they don't want to lose the money, right? I don't want to lose money. Y'all have any ideas along those lines, home prices?
Have you ever talked about the recent news that people might be able to dip into their 401k without penalty?
Haven't talked about that.
I've only heard about that the last few days, and it's being discussed by Trump.
Yeah.
That people can just access their 401ks and
They already access it without penalty, but you still have to pay taxes. So I think that's the change we're trying to make, is we're going to pay taxes, income taxes. So you've always been able to draw it out without that 10% penalty to buy a home over a year something, but you've had to pay taxes at 20% on the draw.
Oh, right. And do you think it's going to happen? The
200 billion.
Yeah. Don't know when that's going to happen. So with a 401k, you can always take money out, but you can't, you have to pay taxes on it still. Is it getting close to 1 o'clock already? Dang it. All right. We've got a webinar I told them they needed to be back for to take notes on. So. Thanks. 3 giveaways. Okay. Thanks. All right. I think we're getting close to being done here. Wages. I think they're going to keep going up because of all that money that's coming back. There's going to be competition for good workers. So the wages are going to have to go up.
As long as they stop H-1B,
As long as they stop what?
the influx of foreign,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you said that.
Right.
They're saying 600,000 next couple of years if they keep
Well, that's better than
that going.
2021 to 2024. Housing supply right here locally, not an issue for people wanting to buy. I think there's a big opportunity. If you're able to buy, Cook County is a great place to buy right now. Not in Munster though. There's no inventory there. There's 4 houses for sale in Munster. One is on like an acre and a half on 82. Basically could be used for commercial. It's an old, yeah. And then there's 3 houses on Sears Circle that nobody wants to buy. So
Was that because of the issue with the FHA loans? That's what I heard, it was too close.
anything close to within 300 feet of the tanks there, yeah. So yeah, you could probably get it for a great price, but what could you sell it for? You might have, if you bought it for a really good price now, you might want to owner finance it later because they can't get a loan except through a local bank, maybe. Psychology and expectations. What are people going to be thinking this year? Is overall everyone starting to think positively, or
I'm more hopeful this year than I was last year.
you are?
Because in the last 2 years, 2021, amazing year.
Yeah.
2022, amazing year.
Yep.
2023, crickets. 2024 was better. 2025 was better than the year before.
Yeah.
So hopefully we keep trending up.
It's funny. For me, 2023 was my best year as far as money in my pocket. Last year was my biggest year in volume sales.
Really?
Yeah, well, I had one really big sale. Made a big difference. Policy and capital, where are they going to put their money? What the policies the government going to do? I don't know. You never know what they talk about something and something happens, and then do they ever do it? I don't know. So who wins? I think whoever figures out what's going to fall first. Which one of those levers is going to get pulled for first in affordability. As investors, I think you got to talk to the right people that are looking to sell and find their pressure point. Where are they hurting? As an agent, there is one place right now here in North Texas that I think is opportunity to buy, and that's 2-bed, 1-bath houses in Denison. There's 10 months of inventory in the sales, and there's 1 month of inventory in rentals in 2-bed, 1-bath. So I think that's the best place right now as far as homes for investors. That's a big differential, 10 months. So, do y'all have any questions for me? Anything that I said you think might be off, or any information you need, let me know. If you need me to email you something from the MLS, I can do that. Just talk about any of it. Any questions? Yeah, Christy?
I have a question that's kind of off topic, but if anybody has experience and can give me some advice, we're trying to purchase a house that has solar panels on it.
Yeah. So you're trying to buy it.
Me,
Or a lien from the solar panels?
Well, when, I had, the title company pull the title, and there's 2 liens on it from the solar panel company.
Yeah?
And I know one's 60,000, but I don't know what the other one.
Is that going to be paid off at closing?
That's what I don't know what to do, so.
Oh, you're not under contract yet?
No.
Okay.
Because of this.
Well, that would be the-
On everything.
That would be the requirement. If it can't get paid off.
Okay.
Another thing too is on those solar panels, if there's a warranty on them, you lose all warranty and everything on them. And that company, it'll be hard to find a solar company to work on them or to even touch them if they're not the actual company.
I'd
that's
rather just come get them off the house. I don't
Is it
care.
city or?
It's on Greenbrier. Very
But it's
good.
city limits?
Yes.
You have to pull permits for all that too. It's all connected into your electrical system through the main.
Okay. So what would you recommend?
If you're required to pay, we don't sell it.
Yeah, and they just rip it all out, put a permit on it, and put the whole house to base.
Because I don't think it's producing any electricity.
Well, whoever owned it, there's a lien on it, probably shut it down. I think they can do it electronically.
So
Yeah.
in my contract, I need to have the seller pay all that off before we move forward.
Yeah, I know, I've done 2 roofs that had panels on it,
Awful.
and it was horrible.
So now we're gonna look at roof damage permit too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, all
definitely.
the roof.
So
Yeah.
maybe we work forward.
It wouldn't be worth taking the panels off, I don't think, unless you could. Yeah. But if you're ever, so with this winter storm coming, I'm thinking of, a friend of mine said something to me about, what if the power goes out? And it got me to thinking, about generator. And I heard you get a generator for your house, to run your house, $25,000. That's like putting solar panels on. But to choose between the two, definitely go with the generator. I would never do solar panels. What's that? Not that much. Whoever, 6 or 7 grand. I don't know I don't remember who I was talking to or what house it was, but
A generator for 67 grand. I mean,
I just bought a generator and he's installing it right now, and I think I'll have about 12 inches.
well, oh, really?
there you go.
But it's also our electrician, in the county, I got full permits.
There you go. Yeah, that might have been the difference. The person I was talking to might have been in the city limits.
They got
Yeah.
an order tool, they have yields in the winter. They'll give you the disconnect and the generator, I think mine's 6,200. And the disconnects are over 1,000. So that's why I did it.
They're not, so you get a propane?
And I put 1,000 gallon instead of 500. Because I don't know if y'all noticed, I just found out propane tanks are never full.
Right.
In the
They-
summer, they only run them at about 70%.
Yeah.
In the winter, they might be about 85. So if you're gonna put a generator on a propane tank, 500 gallon, I think I figured we only run the house full bore for 4 days. before it's empty.
Wow.
50 or 60%.
Wow.
That's why I did the calculations. So that's why I went with 1,000. Especially hopefully this coming weekend. it'll be up to
Knock on wood, if less than we had intense. I didn't have any problem. When I lived in our house, we just had a couple of rooms with D&E, but now we're up here full time.
I was told Syntex is pretty reliable, their customer service is horrible.
Yeah, yeah. But they never went out if we never had an issue, so.
Any other questions or ideas on future meetings? I mean, we've got ideas. Anyone know anyone who has experience buying a house on the courthouse steps? I asked somebody, but they moved out of Gainesville, so they weren't interested. So that is something I'd like to present to everyone.